Hey everyone, welcome to the SSW AI Teams review and planning meeting. Jumping right in, we're going to take a look at Sprint 6 review and retro. So our goals for this sprint was to use a Claude skill to generate these sprint ceremony emails, which we are currently doing. So we've done this. And our other goal was to persist our SSW Tiger dashboards to a database. This is something we haven't achieved fully yet. This is still in progress. Willow has a draft PR that needs some testing and domain settings with sysadmins. Any
Mike,
questions here?
yeah,
Yes.
there was one other sprint goal, and that was somebody was going to walk through crystal ball reports with me.
Yes, correct. That was something I was going to call out when we went over the backlog, but Lewis will be going through that with you. He just didn't have a chance, I guess. He just couldn't catch you during this previous sprint. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about here, or should I keep it moving?
No, that's good.
All right, brilliant. Keep it moving. The sprint details. We had 4 working days with public holidays, and PO is Callum. Attendees of the prior meeting was myself, Luke, Mal, and Callum. So we'll jump right into our backlog. So I will jump over and take a look at the issues itself. So the first thing I wanted to call out was the PBI for creating an AI skill to generate our weekly sprint review / retro and sprint planning emails. So we've gone through and created that. Lewis took Callum's base example and basically made a couple modifications. But as per the Yak Shaver meeting and as well as our discussions here, we have a few points of improvements. All of those have been logged either in notes or in our backlog. And then we will improve on it as more feedback is given. Yeah, so I keep it moving.
No, it's fine. It's good.
Brilliant. The next thing to call out is Sophie GPT's product direction. So Luke, did you want to?
I should just check. If another team like Tina, should they be using this sprint review generator?
I would say give it one sprint for us just to iron some stuff out, just because it's still in its infancy. After one sprint, I'd say we get most of the big issues addressed, and then we can start having the other SSW teams all try to use it out.
Okay, I would suggest first thing in the morning, call Matt Wicks, see if the team would be happy with the report you generate. As a minimum, they will give you feedback.
Sounds good. I will note that down just quickly. In the meantime, Luke, did you want to talk about this PBI here?
Yeah, so Sophie GPT is being moved to SSW AI. So because we have some overlap with Sophie Crow. So the first thing is a bit of like confusing about like what Sophie GPT should do. So Colin and I revisited the current state of Sophie GPT and what we are going to do next. So basically, if you scroll to the very bottom, so we agreed that we should like focusing on the building features like CRM integration, like a Dataverse integration, and also MCP integration. And we will still doing canary testing, yeah, because we already sent out some test please email to 4 people. Yeah, and then I think next priority would be switch the environment of Copilot to SSW production so we can have correct data.
Brilliant. Any questions here, Adam, or should we keep it moving?
All good.
Awesome. The next thing to call out that I briefly mentioned earlier is Crystal Ball. So Lewis has created a V2 video to demonstrate a Claude skill that we generated for Crystal Ball. So instead of it being a static website, you can call upon this skill whenever you need to take a look at stats, whether that be someone specifically or across the entire company. Lewis unfortunately didn't have the time this previous sprint to catch you and sit down and show you this, but this is something that he will prioritize whenever he comes back on internal. Any questions here?
Is he on client work?
Yes, he's currently on client work this week.
Okay, well then can't somebody else from the team take over?
I should be able to. It would just take me maybe a little bit just to figure out what he's gone up to with the skill and get myself accustomed with it.
Yeah, I think you should do a quick call with him just to get up to speed, just so you
Sure
know
thing.
what to do and do it.
Sure thing. I will call him tomorrow morning and then I will
No.
show you.
First thing tomorrow morning, you need to call
Yeah,
Matt Wick
Second
and
thing
Eli.
tomorrow morning, I'll call Lewis.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions here, or should we keep it moving?
No, all good.
Brilliant. I will go back to our dashboard. Oh, not our dashboard, our email, sorry. So moving on from here, we have a section on the merged pull requests. So we have a bunch of pull requests that we've merged, a lot of it being Caleb's Content Hawk pull requests. And then moving down to our key highlights, we delivered 20 points this sprint, committed to 40, had 13 team PRs, and only had 4 working days. Looking at our internal hours for this week, it has mainly been Willow, myself, and Caleb working on the project, with Luke and Lewis working a little bit on it. Any questions here? Brilliant. So moving on to our velocity, looking at our velocity for this sprint, we committed to 40 and delivered 20, which was 50%. Obviously, that's not ideal, but we had a shortened sprint with the public holidays, as well as committing to a few larger PBIs that we wanted to make progress on and really start tackling, hence why the large commitment despite the shorter sprint. Any questions here, or should we keep it moving? Sounds good. Looking at our sprint retro, I think it's safer for me to take over this instead of Callum. So looking at our sprint retro, what went well for this sprint? We had a lingering issue with the AI receptionist, which carried over for a few sprints. I finally got that finished up and wrapped up. So that was good.
What was the problem with, was that finally?
Yes, it was mainly just the specifics on how Sophie was responding to people when they called about Microsoft. So Jimmy wanted some specific things. He talked to me about the requirements. I made those changes, went back to him for tests, etc. So yeah,
Okay.
it was mainly a issue in just lining things up because Jimmy got sick for a part of it, etc. Our times didn't line up.
Right, okay.
Yeah. The next thing that we wanted to call out with what went well is that Content Hawk's first agentic workflow merged into the rules content page, rules content repository. So that was good. Caleb is currently working on a video, so I'm sure he will show you that once it's ready. As for what could be improved for the next sprint, we wanted to focus this sprint on prioritizing closing out the carryover items from sprint 6. So we want to close them out in sprint 7 and not bring them over to sprint 8. And yeah, any questions here, Adam? Awesome. Looking at R&D, so for this sprint, the main R&D for our team was using the Claude Code skills and meeting transcripts to auto-generate these emails and save us time. So as you can see, a part of it is what we're doing right now, and also we're getting a lot of valuable feedback from yourself and the other attendees here. With regards to AI tools, I have been using Claude Code Max with Opus 4.6 and Yak Shaver Desktop, not just desktop. And Callum has been using Claude Code Max as well with Opus 3.6 and using that with, I believe, Codex and not Copilot 360. I will need Callum for you to confirm that. But
That's, yeah, I think he means Yak Shaver 360, not Copilot.
Yak Shaver.
I believe that was Yak Shaver 360.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And Rick, if you notice the way Michael's doing this, he's just taken the copy and he's making the changes here and now, so that he won't have to check it again afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe Callum's approach is better, but it seems a bit too clever. Yeah.
Looking at Luke's AI usage, so for this time he used Gemini to chat with, and for coding he's been using Claude Code with Opus 4.6.
And I'm also using Yak Shaver.
Yes. Yeah, shaver. And none of us are hitting any limits. Any questions
Sorry,
here?
Yeah, which version is Rick using for Yak Shaver?
Luke,
I'm just using Teams app.
Teams app. Any other questions here?
No?
Brilliant. So I will pass it over to Luke to cover the AI stats for this.
So I will take over the screen.
Um, just quickly, Luke, we'll cover the actual dashboard itself with the sprint forecast. For now, we'll just take a look at the done this sprint, if that's all right.
I think. Okay, yeah. I will just quickly go through this one. Yeah.
Sweet. I will grab it back if you can just go over it here, if that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay, so for done in this sprint, I think the most important is AI recipients task complete after 2 sprint is being unblocked. And I think Willow fixed a bunch of bugs in the Tiger. And also for me, so we figure out the directions for Sophie GPT, and have since got PBI got prioritized. Yeah,
Brilliant.
and scroll down, Copilot states. So this summary meeting is how many? I think it's around 40 minutes. It doesn't show on screen. Anyway, and what was the main action point? So the main thing completed was CTF working using work trees.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this one's correct. Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions here? Should we keep it moving?
No, all good.
Sweet. For the decisions from the prior call, Callum confirmed that Tiger should still run even when meetings have external participants, but it must never send these notifications to external people. It's created a new PBI for this, and we will be working on that. This is an incorrect decision from the call because Sophie GPT never blocks Sophie Claw. So I will remove that and clean it up properly before sending this email. And another thing that was addressed was this was also not a decision from the call, but Willow fixed a duplicate issue with the Tiger team with what the French team experienced when they were using it. And moving over to the backlog changes, we created 2 new PBIs based off our sprint review and the invocation of this skill. And at a glance, these are our backlog stats. Any questions here, Adam?
No, I think it's good.
Sweet. In that case, I will move on to the Sprint 7 forecast. Looking at our forecast for Sprint 7, our 2 goals are 1, to clear up our Sprint 6 carryover, so complete the in-progress items and not have them carry over to Sprint 8. And our second goal is to refine our Sprint email skill to the point where other teams at SSW can comfortably use it. So we have a lot of good feedback from you guys, and we'll address those and clean up the skill. Any questions here, Adam?
No.
Sweet. Moving over, the team is looking like this for this sprint. So myself, I have 4 days. Willow has 3. Luke will be working 2 days on the project. And Lewis and Eddie are both on 0 days for this project, this sprint, because they are all either on client or on leave.
Yeah, with Yak Shaver, with your template here, I think you should put a line through, Lewis and Eddie, so that visually you can tell.
Sounds good. The lights have gone out, but I hope that's all right. Moving over to our sprint backlog. So we have these PBIs carried over from Sprint 6, and then a couple smaller PBIs carried into Sprint 7. The main thing here is the email notifications for SSW Tiger. So that's something I will be working on for this sprint, alongside with cleaning up the skill itself. Does that sound good? Or any questions here? Should I keep moving?
Okay.
Sweet. Looking at the insights for the product owner, the main thing to call out is the reduced team capacity, with Eddie and Lewis either being on client or client plus leave, whilst we have a few members of the team who are working on the project part-time. The other thing to call out is Tiger's email notification being a new feature. So that's something we will be trying to deploy this sprint. Any questions here, Adam?
No, that's a good. That's good.
Sweet. I will pass it over to Luke to take a look at the AI stats.
Yeah, I'll take over the screen.
Go for it.
So I will just point out a few points. So in the meeting summary, so the Sprint email skills is now in production. That's what we saw when Michael Q present. And this one AI reception task is unblocked. And we'll fix a bunch of like Tiger bugs. And in the key decisions, so for Tiger, so we decide we only send notification to SSW recipients instead of like external people. Another thing is Sophie GPT direction. So we are focusing on building the building features first. And I will go to this one. So something I noticed is there's a time waste analysis. This one is pretty interesting. So we have like a version 1 from Cloud Skill, and we spend some time, so Michael Q, to do some correction on the video. So we will send back transcription to cloud and generate another version. So we spend like 4 minutes. Yeah, but it's not actually a waste of time. Yeah, it's what we have to do. Yeah, and I will go to insights, elephants in room. So it points out a similar thing, Michael Q from the insights from product owner. And team availability, so we have like 2 people on leave and on client work this sprint. Willow is partially on leave. I'm working on 2 days. Another thing is risk radar. So we have lots of like PBI needs external reviewers, like AI recipients need Jimmy, and real needs Levi, and videos need Adam. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be all.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Luke. I will take back over the screen share. So, looking at our AI summary stats for this sprint, the Claude stats showed pretty much what we mentioned. So all of the PBIs that we have for the next sprint, as well as a few chase ups, such as the AI receptionist rule with Levi, which I've already chased up and is actually live, and also getting Adam this video for Crystal Ball. So I will follow up with Lewis and I can show it to you this sprint. Looking at the Copilot stats, it said that the next thing to do is setting up email notifications for Tiger, and we've said this is wrong, as the main thing to do is to clear out our Sprint 6 carryover.
Which is what? Which is what?
Sorry?
What is the Sprint 6 carryover?
So all of the issues that we have open from Sprint 6 that are being carried over.
Which is the main one? Like that's...
Oh, correct. I believe the main one would be persist generating meetings to database. That is a key one for SSW Tiger moving forward. I will sync up with Willow tomorrow on a call and figure out the progress on it, what's left to do, and we'll work it out.
Right, okay. All right.
Any other questions here, Adam?
Good.
Awesome. In that case, that brings us to an end. So jumping back over, you can check out our other sprint reviews and planning sessions at the SSW AI channel. Thank you everyone for coming to this meeting.
See you, Mike.